Now, personally, after about 7 p.m., my ability to make a decision goes completely out the window. I don't know about you, but that's where it goes. So when I'm craving something late at night, it's usually a bit of a mashup and pretty much always also a grilled cheese sandwich. So I'm gonna combine a classic grilled cheese sandwich, crispy golden brown, melty cheese deliciousness, with everyone's favorite dip, spinach dip. Yeah, I am making a spinach dip grilled cheese sandwich because this is what my dreams are made of. And if you're eating some late at night, it should be a dreamy deliciousness. So the first thing I need to do is get started on that spinach dip. Now this is a super simple to put together spinach dip. It's really, really tasty. All right, now into my pan, I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of butter. So I've got some good butter here, and I'm just gonna add that right on in, just to melt. And my pan's over about medium-ish heat. It's a little on the hot side because that's what this burner likes to do. So immediately I'm gonna throw in half of an onion. I've diced that up, so I'm gonna add that right on in. And you wanna dice it nice and fine because you don't want like big hunks. This will also help it cook down quicker because I don't know about you, but at nighttime, if I'm making something, I want it to be quick because, you know, other stuff is probably happening at the same time. Now, I added a little bit of salt onto there, and that's gonna help draw out some of the moisture and help it cook down even quicker. When you add salt at the beginning of a recipe, it's more to remove that liquid than it is to make things salty. Helps things cook down and get golden brown. That's gonna be delish. Already we're getting a little bit of like brown butter flavor and color in there, so that's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna let that start cooking down, and I'm gonna slice my bread. Now, for this sandwich, I'm not gonna lie, if you did happen to get your bread at a gas station and it comes in a bag with polka dots on it, that's gonna be delicious as well. But we're going with a nice crusty bread today. If you have sourdough, even better. But any sort of good bread you're feeling, I like to cut mine, if I am using a crusty bread, on a little bit of an angle. Because this shape of the crust, that little bit of a bias, having it not like directly up and down is easier to bite through. Doesn't do that thing where you kind of like get the roof of your mouth. Do you know what I'm talking about? Gives you a little bit of a head start getting that deliciousness into your face. All right, so get 2 good slices. I'm making 1 grilled cheese for me tonight. And then you can spread the sides with a little bit of butter, a little bit of oil, whatever you got hanging around. I'm gonna head back to the onions though, because they're smelling and looking delicious. Again, we've got a little bit of golden brown color happening on there. So now I'm gonna add in my favorite thing, and that's a bit of garlic. So I've got 1 clove of garlic here. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Garlic right now is huge. It's so huge. This is 1 clove of garlic minced up. Now, if you wanted, you could go half, you could go double. The world's your oyster at nighttime. So add in that garlic into the pan. Now, I always add garlic after I've already started cooking my onion because garlic tends to cook up quicker and burn quicker. The flavor of like a dark caramelized onion isn't bad, but burnt garlic, absolute trash. Get it out of here. We don't want that. So just let that heat through for about 20 to 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna add in my spinach. So I'm using baby spinach today. If you had cooking spinach, feel free to use that. You want about 2 to 3 handfuls. Baby spinach obviously cooks down even quicker because it's really nice and tender. So just add that on into the pot as well. Give that a little bit of a stir, maybe a little bit more salt on there as well. Just to start wilting down, I'm gonna pop the lid on just to trap that steam. Anytime you are cooking greens and you want them to kind of like shrink down and wilt, a lid is your best friend. Now, if you don't have a lid, you can just put a pan on top of there. That'll work perfectly. You just wanna trap that steam to almost kind of like, boop, steam the spinach. But no, it doesn't sound delicious late at night, steamed spinach. So we have to add some cheese into this mix. So for the cheese, right? Yeah, we got some cheese lovers in this audience. I'm feeling it. Now, for the cheese, the actual grilled cheese, I'm gonna use mozzarella a little bit later, but I have just got some brick-style cream cheese here. Now, since I'm doing like a smaller version of this spinach dip, I only need about 1/4 cup. So I'm gonna pop that right on into my pan. That spinach is just starting to wilt down. It's gonna keep going as I add things. So add in that 1/4 cup of cream cheese. I'm using brick style because that's usually what I have because it's best for baking and cooking alike. If all you have is like the tub, great. If you had like herb and garlic, do that. That sounds amazing. Blueberry, no, gross. Don't do that. All right, that cream cheese is gonna start kind of melting down into that spinach. But for bumping up the flavor, I'm gonna toss in a little bit of Dijon mustard. Just about 1/2 teaspoon. It's not gonna taste mustardy, but that little bit of vinegary spiciness is just gonna kind of round this all out. So add that on in, as well as a little bit of this stuff. This stuff, also known as Worcester sauce, Worcestershire sauce, Worcester sauce, whatever you call it. It's delicious. So a couple dashes of that go right on in. Brings a nice umami flavor. I like a little bit of heat, so some chili flakes are going in as well. And then for some brightness, I'm going in with a little bit of lemon zest. Now, since I'm gonna be eating this delicious dip on a grilled cheese pretty quickly, I'm actually also gonna add in the juice. But if you were serving this up and you wanted it to stay nice and bright and green for longer, I would stick with just the zest, because lemon juice or anything acidic actually makes greens like spinach or kale or anything like that go kind of brown. So since we're eating quickly, add it on in and it's gonna be great. But if you were making this in advance, I'd probably leave the lemon juice out and double the zest. All right, I'm gonna mix that together, let that all melt into some deliciousness. I don't know about you, but if you went to university around the late 2000s, 2010s era, spinach dip was like the thing. You went out to the bar and you ordered a spinach dip, usually with like a little pita triangle situation. Oh my gosh. This is making me feel old and young at the same time, and I'm very excited about it. But I wanted to mash up two of my favorite things, a classic grilled cheese and spinach dip. So before the break, I made up that beautiful spinach dip. That just dunked on a chip. I'm not gonna be mad at you if that's what you're doing. But we're gonna make this into a grilled cheese. So over here, I have got those slices of bread. Now, I've buttered them nicely with some good butter. Now, I'm gonna get some of that beautiful, creamy, delicious spinach dip and just, you know, pile it right on to that beautiful piece of bread. Oh my gosh, I'm already excited. Calm down, Mary. Then I'm gonna go on with some grated mozzarella cheese. If you wanted to, you could do provolone. That would be nice and stretchy and delicious. Any sort of cheese would work though. Even like a cheddar, like more classic grilled cheese would be wonderful. Now pop that lid on, and then we are going to very carefully bring this giant sandwich over to the pan. Now, when I'm making a grilled cheese at home, I like to do it over medium heat. Pop that right on in. And while it's doing that first side and getting golden brown and crisp, I like to add a lid onto the pan. What that's gonna do is it's gonna trap some of the steam, and it's gonna help all that cheese start to melt and really glue that sandwich together. Once that first side is golden, flip it over, leave the lid off now because you wanna keep that golden brown crisp, and cook that until it's melty and gooey and totally delicious. Now, if you wanted to get ahead, like I like to do, you could also just have some hanging out in your oven on about 200 degrees, and then you're gonna end up, oh my gosh, with a couple of absolutely amazing, I'm just going straight on in, keeping that other one warm just in case I want a second later. You got a golden brown, crispy, crunchy, perfect grilled cheese sandwich. Look at all this cheese melting out the side. That spinach dip. Okay, this is gonna be, I'm gonna get my lipstick everywhere, but shall I? Yes, okay. Let's go in for right over here. Okay, here we go, oh wait, no, that's a good one. This is gonna be good, okay. Y'all have to absolutely make this. This is the best thing ever. I gotta go get my lipstick all cleaned up. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.